Coming up on Meet the Drapers.
This is the semifinals.
We're really able to bring an allergen-friendly product to market.
Over 10% of serious diseases could have been prevented.
We're trying to provide an opportunity to all those gig economy workers.
It's nutritious, delicious, regenerative.
They just live and breathe their company.
I'm wondering how will they compete?
We're funding heroes, heroes.
Welcome to Meet the Drapers. I'm Tim Draper. This is my father, Bill Draper, my sister, Polly Draper. We are here to create the next generation of startup heroes. Every week, 3 heroes pitch their game-changing ideas to us. We choose one winner to move to the playoffs. 3 heroes of our choice then move to the finals. But here's the big twist. You, the viewers, can invest with us in these companies. The 3 heroes that you fund the most will also move to the finals, where they'll battle it off for $500,000. The power is now in your hands. Hey, welcome everybody to Meet the Drapers. This is the semifinals, and I have here with me 3 more Drapers. I have Bill Draper. He's not only done venture capital in the Silicon Valley, he's done it in India, and he's done it for nonprofits. My sister down below me here, she is an incredible actress, producer, writer, director. She has created the Naked Brothers Band, which was a TV series that went on Nickelodeon.
Which starred the one here. Oh, no, this way.
Oh yeah, starring Jesse. My daughter Jessie created the Valley Girl show way back when, interviewing these entrepreneurs in a whimsical and fun way. But now she got into the venture capital business and she is backing female entrepreneurs at Halogen Ventures. Great to have you come join our show.
I'm so happy to be here.
And she's in the process of making the newest Draper, although he'll be a McGinnis. He or she will be a McGinnis. We have a new guest judge, Paresh Ghelani, who is a real innovator, an early investor in Moon Express and Viome, and has also been an entrepreneur himself, successfully several times, failed several times, so he really gets it. We're about to see 4 semifinalists and decide which of those 4 becomes a finalist. What makes the difference between a unicorn and just another entrepreneur that's pushing the ball forward?
Tim, thank you. It's lovely to be back again in the show. What I really get attracted to, and actually I think it's, something breakthrough, you actually solving a larger problem. You want to make $1 billion, solve 1 billion people's problem. For me, at least personally, if you're doing good along with it, that actually just adds another on top of it, what you can do. But absolutely nothing linear thinking. Something should be breakthrough or exponential thinking in the future.
And Jesse, what do you think makes a winning entrepreneur?
With the founders I work with, the ones that are the most successful are really like heads down, working their butt off. They just live and breathe their company, and their company grows beyond them. It's the opposite typically of the founder who wants to be in the limelight and thinks that they're more important than their company.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Let's bring on our first entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
We make the most delicious plant-based ice cream from organic coconut cream and superfood ingredients. We're essentially the new generation of ice cream.
This is fun. You're gonna see, I'm gonna be very slim after this. This ice cream is so good. Wow, I pay a premium for this.
I really want this to be accessible to everyone.
Is there some way to create a story where people get attached to your brand?
I am the consumer. Allergens are a huge issue in this country.
Sun Scoop, you are moving on.
Oh my God, it was so exciting. Really honored to get to take this to the next step. Large companies like Unilever, Kellogg's, they really look to brands like us for innovation. And so it's a huge opportunity for you to invest.
Okay, our first semifinalist of the day is Carly from Sun Scoop. And Carly, I've just got to tell you, that I've already put on about 3 pounds from yesterday's ice cream, and I'm ready for today's ice cream.
Me too.
Amazing.
And look at Polly's got 6 pints in front of her. It's delicious. We have 2 new judges today, so give us your pitch.
Hi, so it's great to see you all again and welcome to the new judges. I'm Carly. I'm the founder and CEO of Sunscoop, and we're really radically changing the way people are thinking about ice cream. The product was developed by my food sensitivities. It's been a huge struggle to find a product that had clean ingredients, that tasted great, and used foods that actually made me feel good and not sort of lethargic. I'm just really proud of where we're at. We launched into Whole Foods in spring of 2019 last year. We're in over 400 stores across the country. We've sold 50,000 pints, done $1 million in revenue to date, and we also sell nationwide online. You know, one of the most interesting things about coconuts is they sequester CO2 into the air, which helps counteract climate change. And so it's better for the environment and better for you.
We see a lot of ice cream. We see a lot of ice cream companies because we like ice cream. So I've seen everything, you know, lactate-free, plant-based. Shelf space is the biggest issue with ice cream. There's not a ton of ice cream shelf space, especially in Whole Foods. So it's great that you got into a couple regions there.
Yeah.
Why would people choose yours over another plant-based? And then also, are you only coconut-based?
We'll always be based out of organic, mature coconut cream. We're allergen friendly, so we are nut-free, egg-free, free of seeds. What really sets us apart from the other brands is the fact that we're allergen friendly and our unique flavor profiles. We launched with 4 SKUs into Whole Foods, and based on how well we've been selling, they're actually allowing us to bring in additional 2 SKUs Q1 of next year. So we'll have a full shelf at Whole Foods.
You know, shipping is a major issue for ice cream as well.
Yeah.
Halo Top's famous for like how they ship. How do you ship across the country and keep it cheap?
Frozen has a longer shelf life. We worked for over 2 years, you guys, on this formulation. The melting point, how well it ships, how creamy it is, you know, the mouthfeel, the texture. We've tested it, and it's about an 18-month shelf life.
Wow.
Tell us a little bit about Will Finkelstein, your COO.
Sure, he's actually right over here. So
bring him
Will's
in.
Incredible. They want you to come in.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, give us your a quick background and how you two are working together.
I'm a former investment banker at BofA Merrill Lynch in New York. My passion really is natural food and beverage, and 7 years ago, I left investment banking. I've worked at 3 other natural food and beverage startups in both CFO and COO roles. Carly's really very innovative, really knows the consumer well, branding, messaging, really building out our team well and our culture. And I complement that on the operations side, finance side, really putting in place our systems and processes and a foundation to really scale the brand up.
You're already in 400 stores?
400 stores, and about 120 of those are Whole Foods.
And what is your sales volume now?
50,000 per month in revenue.
What is your current capacity of production?
The manufacturers we're with now at our projected volumes over the next 3 years have plenty of capacity. We're in conversations now with additional co-packers for expansion beyond.
So you're basically looking for funding from operation marketing.
Exactly.
Yep.
A big thing that we'll be using these funds for is for innovation. So the next thing that you'll see from Sunscoop is ice cream bars, and stores are already just like extremely excited and ready for that.
I am too. I'm ready
Yeah.
to eat mine. What is matcha again?
Maca is actually a Peruvian root, and it's really good for endurance, energy, and your libido.
Wait, which
Yeah.
one was that?
I'm telling you, this is a great product.
Okay, with that, we've got to move on.
Thank you guys for this opportunity. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Carly, and nice meeting you too. And whatever happens, make sure that you do a lot of crowdfunding because that'll get you into the finale too. So
Definitely, for sure.
part of
We're
it comes
excited.
from the crystal ball, and the crystal ball liked ice cream last time, but part of it.
This is how I make all my best business decisions with my pencil.
You are getting hungry.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
What did you all think about Sun Scoop. Polly and I are the only two who have tasted it so far, and just let me tell you that it is good.
It's really good.
I would have it every night, at least a pint.
Yeah, at least a pint, especially of the strawberry maca, because of the obvious reasons. Your libido.
I knew there was some reason I liked that flavor. Our two new judges, how does it feel to you? For us, it's more emotional because we've eaten it.
Yeah.
She checks all the boxes for me as a CEO. She's very personally tied to like the mission of plant-based, and I liked her energy, and she was thoughtful and knew what she was doing. And then he's very complimentary, and as an investor, I look at him where he was saying he was a former banker, so he's familiar with how companies grow and ultimately will sell. But it's a busy space. Like as an investor, I've seen thousands of ice cream companies. I mean, really, maybe not thousands, but like probably 100. It's tough to win in that space.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't tried it either. The space being the busy, they've done a good job based on what the volume they have to get into Whole Food or a couple of stores. I think that's great too. They already have some sort of initiating store because that's very tough to get in. So execution part seems to be doing pretty well. And they keep innovating. And I think there's very personal founders attached to wants to do something really good. So it's always great.
Okay, so we've heard from her a couple of times now. Let's do a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. Where are we going with this one? Let's see a thumb.
Oh.
We got 5 thumbs up, I think.
I better take this back to the freezer.
Okay, we'll get our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
My father suffered from rare cancer. I analyzed his DNA and found out this cancer could have been predicted and prevented. That's why we built Predictive.
We analyzed your whole genome, 20,000 genes. We compare it to 16,000 diseases and 300 drugs. We have a solution that is fully operational.
I've seen 23andMe, and that does a lot of predictive things too.
We look at your entire genome, and based on the research that exists today and the knowledge we have today, we identify the 16,000 diseases that might impact you. So on one side, you have 14 diseases for 23andMe. On the other side, you have 16,000.
It is predictive. Predictive. Congratulations. You're moving forward. You're going to the semifinals.
It was so exciting to win in the previous episode. We're even more excited to be here again today.
We have the most complete solution in the market, and we have most advanced unique technology solution.
Predictive is the future of medicine.
We've got Sajong and Alex from Predictive. Give us your pitch.
Hi, I'm Sajong, here with Alex. We are co-founders of Predictive.
Over 10% of serious diseases could have been prevented. This is why we built Predictive, the very first digital twin to predict and prevent diseases. We sequence your whole genome, 20,000 genes, and we compare it to 16,000 diseases and 300 drugs, which allows us to give you an assessment on all those 16,000 diseases and simulate drug reaction over 300 drugs. We decided to go through healthcare professionals and to target the 67% of people who are willing in the US to get genetic testing to predict diseases. We have today a solution that's just launched on the market. We're having really great discussions with several companies, and we plan to integrate even more test data and medical data on top of genomics.
You charge the doctor $490 per patient. Why not charge the patient directly?
You're perfectly right. That's the patient that pays, or his insurance company, but it goes through the doctor. So exactly like when you do a genetic test for breast cancer or colon cancer, the physician prescribes it to you, and then you pay for it at the end.
Well, I know that's the way it works now. I think medicine is changing. Have you thought about maybe another business model for this?
There are really 2 points. The reason why we go through healthcare professionals. First, to be able to set up preventive actions and treatments. And for that, to avoid FDA regulation, we have to go through an healthcare professional. The second part is that if you don't want to go through a physician, you can directly buy online. You go on our website and you get online your test. Most people want to go through a physician so they can get reimbursed by their insurance company.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question about, your technology? We all actually have a certain part of DNA that we all actually born with and actually have it. That's great. But having the DNA pair, not necessarily I'll get the disease. So how are you figuring it out?
Let me address that with a COVID use case. COVID is one of the diseases we are dealing with. So, if you come to our website, and Holly, by the way, I know you sequence your DNA. So if you upload your DNA, 10 minutes later, you will get a PDF letter about the COVID. We check your gene associated with high risk of COVID. So if you have a high risk of COVID, we tell them and make the automatic letter to the physician saying this patient have a high risk. So it's like a fast track path for a security point in airport.
Is this a spit test or a blood test or what kind of test? Or are you just taking the data?
Yeah, 3 things possible. One is the spit or the fingernails or the blood sample of 2.5 milliliter, very small amount.
The reason why we do fingernail or blood test is because we're sequencing the whole genome. This is much more accurate to get the DNA right.
What is your background, both of you?
I went to medical school of MD program after getting the PhD in biomedical sciences to save lives. And then in the med school, I dropped out to join the NIH CRISPR-Cas9 genetic surgery research lab. I realized I need some background on business and healthcare management, so I finished the MBA program at Johns Hopkins. And now I'm teaching genomics at Johns Hopkins University.
And on my side, I made most of my career in strategy consulting and corporate finance. I was a director at PwC, a partner at KPMG. 10 years ago, I founded my first startup company and then founded another one that's 2 successful exits. And I came back in the Bay Area and now working with Satchung for a year.
Terrific.
So you're not both full-time?
We are both full-time.
You are with Johns Hopkins today, right?
I just teach one class with my twin brother, identical twin brother, together. So it's an online course. So it's very minimal engagement.
Oh.
And the students don't know whether it's you teaching or your twin brother?
That's what I was thinking.
We are identical twin brother, but I'm more handsome, so that's why people know.
Okay, good. Well, look, Alex and Sajong, we think you're heroes. You're doing extraordinary things. Thanks so much for being on Meet the Drapers.
Thank you very much.
So what did we all think of predictive?
It's lots of happening in this space. Human genome is actually, you can sequence it for a lot less than $400 very soon. I'm wondering how will they compete when the entire human genome sequencing becomes $100 of cost. I was a little confused about their business model. I wasn't sure why they have to go through the doctors.
I understand that because is it better or worse to go through the doctors, but they're saying they need a doctor to analyze it. And maybe they're one of the first sort of steps towards it being more normal to take into account all of your genetic information at the doctor. The team was amazing. I thought they were very complimentary, but there was something I didn't totally get the whole picture.
That's basically what I thought last time. It doesn't seem like if you're going to sell it to the consumer, that the consumer is going to be all that interested. 23andMe had so many things. It told me I was exhausted. I wasn't even interested by the end in anything about myself.
And that is the first.
Right? I've been fascinated by every aspect until this moment.
I have a hard time believing. My concern was trying to reach people. It's like saying everybody in the United States is a customer, but how do you go about approaching them and getting their interest when they have a doctor? They're going to have a hell of a sales job.
My thought was that they should just license this to 23andMe and move on. I mean, they're clearly brilliant scientists. He's got more technology than 23andMe does, but he's got to reach that end user somehow. I don't think the doctor has any incentive to use this, but the patient does have a serious incentive. In that case, you got to go direct and you got a big marketing budget that's required to get there. Okay, so thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. What do you guys all think? Ready?
I'm a side.
Okay, side. I'm sort of down. I think it should be licensed out. Let's get on to our next entrepreneur. But before we do, Let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
Okay, this is your eyebrow thing, Jesse, that you invented.
Oh.
You better do
I
it
think
well.
I invented the thumbs thing. I don't know if I invented the eyebrows thing.
I think Dad invented the eyebrows.
Exactly.
We bring the pet grooming salon to your living room. Pet parents in this country are spending $100 billion each year on their pets.
That's amazing. That's a lot of fur.
I felt the market is huge and the opportunity is huge, so I quit my job, enlisted my co-founder Kim. We both on weekends started a basic website using Squarespace. We've generated over $100K in revenue with $0 spent in marketing. The company that understands groomers and provide them the tools to grow will win this race, and we are trying to do that.
Wouldn't then the customer just do what those other groomers were doing and saying, hey, listen, can we just make a deal?
We asked this question a lot to our customers. They said, to save like $5-10, we want to have options when this groomer don't show up. I mean, not every groomer is reliable.
We're going to the crystal ball. Posh! So Posh, see what you can do with this. And we're looking forward to you getting more interested in that end user.
We felt the idea is validated. It's a big deal for us to be mainstream and make sure Posh exists everywhere, not just in this country and across the world.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
Our next entrepreneur is Kartik with Posh. Give us your pitch.
Hello, Drapers. Glad to be back again. My name is Kartik. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Posh. And he's my buddy, Hachi, who lives with me in California. And he hates going to the grooming salon. They put him in a cage for 4 hours with no pee breaks, no water, no food, and a bunch of other dogs barking at him. It's sad that hundreds of dogs die in those cages every year, and Posh is trying to change that. We're trying to enable best grooming experiences for pets and also for their parents. Our mission is to build tools for pet groomers across the country to run, grow, and expand their business. With unemployment rates rising and hundreds of thousands of pet grooming salons closing across the country because of COVID, it's one of the best times for Posh to exist.
How many customers now do you have grooming their pets this way?
We have around 700 customers in the SF Bay Area as of today.
And how much in revenue?
We generated more than 100K in revenue in the past 12 months.
And you guys get 15% of that, right?
Yes.
Why do you think you should move on to the finals?
We are a pretty unique company with a different business model. On Posh platform, our groomers get 100% of the groom price, and we don't charge anything for the tools or anything for the leads. And we believe that business model will help us get to other verticals in the pet services market, like walking, sitting, and also grow vertically.
The unit economics on a company like this are difficult. How do you find your customers? Are you working with the vets?
For every groomer out there, there are 300 pets waiting to get groomed. So the way we got our initial customers is by simply creating a Yelp page. When we started doing the marketplace, we decided that we cannot actually target both the parties at the same time, like the supplier side and the customer side. So we chose the supplier side, and we gave them the tools for them to see value even without customers. So they actually used our booking tools to bring in their own customers.
Do you work with vets, or have you started to work with vets?
The funny part is vets come to us for groomers. We don't have a problem of not having customers. We are supply constrained, not demand constrained. So we don't want to attract more demand unless we have built the supply side.
How old is this company so far? And then when you say 700 consumer, what is the repeat consumer?
We started last year in September. So cohort retention is 60%.
Have you considered doing monthly subscription?
We already do. Consumers get a discount to be on a
Okay.
subscription plan.
And then what do you charge?
Depends on the size of your pet. Groomers actually decide on the price. So initially, when we first started the company, we came up with the pricing, which didn't work very well with all types of groomers, because when a groomer comes out of grooming school and they only have like 6 months experience, we cannot charge the same with that groomer compared to a 10-year experience, guys.
How do you verify or qualify your groomers?
We have an application process where they apply to be a groomer. Then we have a master groomer on the team who actually interviews them and do a test groom. We also talk to references from that groomer. If they groom somebody in their homes, we actually talk to them. We put them through background checks.
What are you worried about?
Not growing fast enough, and not growing fast enough to get the supply, because the supply side is the critical piece of this whole puzzle. And we want to be the first ones to get that supply.
What's your barrier to entry for other people to come in if they like the model on a large scale?
It's like convincing the supply side. Supply side look very skeptical at companies like us. They feel they're entrepreneurs. They don't want anybody managing them. They don't want to work for somebody else. We take a back seat, we provide them the tools, we do the marketing for them and let them do their work. So that's where we think we'll win. And a lot of other companies who are trying to do this are not focusing on that piece. They're trying to Uberize the whole thing, which would not work.
Yeah, that's a piece I didn't understand the last time. I realize now that the whole plan is to lock up the groomers.
Yeah, this is the only industry where groomers reject customers.
Wow. Well, it's a really big industry, and I believe it was Warren Buffett who said last year that pet is the fastest growing industry currently, and he's very excited about it. So I think you have a big opportunity.
Yeah, pet adoption has grown 30% over the past decade, and it's going to grow 46% in the next decade.
Well, thank you so much. Either the crystal ball can send you up to the finale, or you can just get the most crowdfunding. So do both. Go out there and crowdfund the heck out of your business. And viewers, go to meetthedrapers.com and crowdfund Posh.
Thank you so much, guys.
What did everybody think of Posh?
I love marketplaces like this. I love anything that supports the gig economy like that so that the groomers can make a living with a flexible schedule. He needs to figure out the unit economics because he's only taking 15% and then he's letting the groomers pick the price. It's better, especially for the customer experience, just to be like, here's how much we charge for this, here's how, like, make it just really clear and simple.
He believes that some groomers are better than others, and I'm not sure that the owner cares.
Yeah, but I think the groomers are probably divas about it.
They can price it structurally, just same price, level 1, 2, 3. I mean, you put that in categories. I want to hire level 2, level 3. I like the space if it's increased and actually scaled up pretty quickly. There's a very much growing economy in pets, particularly in COVID, as you know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we're investors in Glam Squad, which is, they come and do your makeup and hair and nails at your house. And even those artists, and some have so much more experience than others, are all priced the same.
Yesterday when he came, I was thinking all about Glam Squad and how it was so uniform. My biggest problem with the company is him. He seems like a super nice guy, but he seems sort of in the thrall of the groomers. I can see him submitting to the diva groomers, whether they're good or not.
But I think it's an opportunity for sure. And there's definitely growth there. He's probably trying to keep the quality up in the beginning where you want the best groomers to start. But then at a certain point, it's like you're shaving a dog or whatever. You should get college kids to do this.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get the best quality, get almost like having an Uber, have the cleanest car in the beginning, a great experience, and then actually just a critical mass I think they're trying to create.
Yeah.
I agree with all of you. The market is huge. The guy just did not appeal to me as an entrepreneur. I look for energy. I didn't see much, and that's what I rely most on. I liked him a little better this time than last time, but why don't we do our thumbs? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. Which way we going? Okay, we got a couple of crosses and a couple of downs. Okay,
Towards down, but still cross.
I see that. It's very, very subtle the way you manage your thumbs.
That's me, I'm nuanced.
All thumbs. Before we get into a thumb wrestling contest, let's go on and meet with our next entrepreneur. But before we do, let's go see what's going on behind the scenes.
I'm here today to remind you that food should make us healthy. We have the technology to create beautiful, nutrient-dense food at scale that's as healthy for you as it is for the planet too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll eat this. This is great. I was expecting it to taste more fishy, but it's actually very good.
Beyond Meat, which we've done a lot of comparing, was running at negative margins for its first 3 years of business. So we're pretty stoked to be launching at 10% in retail and 30% direct to consumer.
I could live off of this for one meal a day. Oh my gosh, there's huge conflict. It's a tie. Akua and Nuri, you are both going on to the semifinals.
Winning the previous episode was awesome. Felt so good after all the work we put into our campaign and the pitch, and the team was really proud. What we're building is truly a unique combination of purpose and profit.
Okay, our next semifinalist is Courtney with Akua. Welcome back to the show. Congratulations for making the semifinals. Give us your pitch.
Hey, thank you for having me back to the semifinals. So 4 years ago, after spending nearly a decade building tech companies, I started learning more about the impacts of our broken food systems, and I was invited to visit my first kelp farm. I leaned over the boat and I pulled a beautiful piece of kelp from the rope. I took a bite, and from that moment, I've been totally hooked on building a consumer market for sustainable sea greens. Since then, I've consulted with some of the fastest growing food and beverage companies to gain industry experience, and I've built an incredibly passionate team at Akua. We've attracted impressive investors, won awards, and we've been accepted into the nation's top accelerator programs for ocean impact. Today, we're raising funds to launch what we believe is going to be our knock it out of the park product, a better for you plant-based burger that's made with love, not in a lab. It's nutritious, delicious, regenerative, and now Tim Draper approved. Our sales have tripled from last year with $300K in lifetime revenue, and we're now growing 25% month over month, as you can see on the graph, for both our wholesale and D2C business, while maintaining a cash flow neutral position even during the pandemic. So again, with your help and our kelp, our goal is to build a world-changing plant-based food company and provide our early backers with a 100x return or more in the coming years. Thank you.
Terrific. Well, Courtney, how much are your sales right now? What did you do last month, for instance?
25K a month.
Is it a burger company?
We are a meat alternative plant-based food company.
Like an Impossible Burger alternative?
Yeah, our first product is kelp jerky. And now we're moving into all frozen plant-based foods like kelp burgers. And we have R&D done for kelp sausages, kelp nuggets, kelp crab cakes, and kelp meatballs.
Where do you source all of your kelp?
So today, 98% of the seaweed on the market is sourced from Asia. And we're one of the only companies that's sourcing 100% of our kelp from the US, and all of it right now is from Maine.
Are you just sticking with kelp only, or are you adding other, for example, alfalfa's protein profile or enzyme? Would you be adding that to it, open to, because it is plant-based?
We're a plant-based food company more than we are a kelp company. Kelp is just the feature product that is something that we use really to drive like the story and consumer education.
Okay.
All of our products are made from a proprietary blend of kelp, mushrooms, and pea protein.
If the demand gets really big, do you have enough supply of kelp?
Right now, we used about 40,000 pounds of kelp. And on the northeastern seaboard, there's about 1 million pounds produced every year. So we have some growth room just there, but also the industry itself is growing. So when I first started 4 years ago, there were 4 farms, and now there's over 60.
How is your gross profit running? Because it is a big getting a lot of materials, cleaning it up, making it food edible, right? Is there an infrastructure cost you incur quite a bit to be able to cost of burger itself to make it?
The industry right now with kelp is very condensed in Portland, Maine. So we're really only moving product from Falmouth to Portland and producing everything right there. There's always going to be costs with transporting materials. You know, we freeze our kelp and store it. So there's definitely some added costs there.
What's the all-in cost of a single unit burger, and what do you sell that for?
All in cost right now at the scale we're making them, which is small, right? We're doing about 8,000 patties a month. You're at $1.80, including manufacturing and ingredient cost. And we sell that for $3.
I get that you're a plant-based food company, and I like this kelp angle. Would you ever go into other opportunities such as beauty, et cetera, and become also a distributor of kelp?
Yeah, you know, we talked about vertical integration from the early days and owning our own kelp farms. And what we've realized is that the beauty of what we're building as an industry is having farmer-owned farms. So that's something that we've sort of stepped back from. Now, where you're going is like, okay, but yeah, now you have the kelp. And so can you sell that into other avenues? Like you said, beauty's huge, supplements, pet food, fertilizer. There's a lot of different ways you can use kelp. At the moment, we're completely focused on food, our own brand and distribution and ramping sales. We do get a lot of requests for, hey, can I buy kelp for X, Y, and Z purposes? And so, it's something that I think we will do at a later stage, but right now we're just trying to kind of stay hyper-focused on the goal. But yeah, distribution of the raw products, especially because we have such a great hold on the industry as it's developing, could definitely help our revenues as we grow.
Well, thank you, Courtney. This is terrific. I love what you're doing. Akua, I think, has a big future. I think you're just a great hero. So thanks so much for being on the show and meeting the Drapers.
It's so good to meet everyone. Thank you so much.
We'll be right back on Meet the Drapers. Welcome back to Meet the Drapers.
What does everybody think?
I think she's passionate. She's definitely know what she's doing. I think there's a lot of value in that plan. So I like it.
Paresh, are you a vegetarian or vegan?
No, but definitely getting drawn to lately I'm spending a lot of time on learning the nutraceutical, getting in front of wellness. My partner actually was the one who actually extracted the enzyme taste like meat in Impossible Burger. So I've learned a lot lately.
One thing she said was that a lot of people, including me and my husband, were getting a little sick eating Impossible Burgers. It's got 1 million ingredients in it, and none of them are all that good for you. They just happen to taste more like meat than a hamburger. She convinced me with that, because if it can taste good, and Tim, you'd be a good judge because you're a burger guy, I think I'd much rather have that.
I'm kind of ready to go try some kelp straight right out of the ocean.
Yeah.
It's good for you. I think everybody feels that eating a kelp sandwich would be better than a ham sandwich for you. And I like it. I like her very much.
Yeah, I liked her too. Yeah, I like her too. I'd like to know more about her and her team. She impressed me, though. I always try to throw out a question when I'm interested in my pitches with our companies. I'd like to sort of say, okay, well, what if you did this? And I like to see if they roll with it. And I was like, what if you went into beauty next? And she's like, we're really focused on this, but yes.
I know.
Yeah, that's the right kind of answer.
Totally.
Right way to answer the question.
She didn't seem thrown by that at all.
Okay, so thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs all around. How do we feel about Courtney and Aqua? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Oh, wow, we got all 5 thumbs up. Awesome. Now, we have to decide which company goes to the finale. There's Carly with Sun Scoop with the delicious ice cream, predictive, the way of predicting whether somebody would get some disease or another. Posh, which was Kartik, he is going to groom all our pets through a marketplace. And then we have Courtney of Akua, who is going to take kelp to our lives. I'd like to hear from our 2 new judges.
I think Aqua is the winner based on what I look for in the first kind of founder meeting. What was the first one called?
Sun Scoop.
She'd probably be second for me based on what I look for in a founder, then pause, then predictive. And predictive's not necessarily like the worst. I have so many more questions. I mean, it's the biggest opportunity probably. I just am not an expert in biotech.
And Paresh, what did you think?
I think I pretty much concur. I really like the kelp. She's passionate. She knows what's going on, and that there's definitely a market. I like the Sun Scoop after that because I think it's a slow growth too. I think they got a good traction, and I think there's a great story to it. They could actually become profitable, get acquired fairly soon. Those other 2 are toss-up. I like the science, but I think that science maybe could be challenged fairly quickly on the predictive. And I really do like the idea of the pause, but not sure of the team.
Polly, what did you think?
I have a tie for first with Sun Scoop and Akua. I love them both. They're both dynamic women. They're both so smart. Since I've tried Sun Scoop, I'm a little prejudiced. The fact that she's gotten it into all those stores already shows what a go-getter she is. Akua, it's a much more original idea. It comes at a time when everybody is desperate to find a solution to anything cow-based. I'd rank the pet one last, only because the predictive two people I thought were kind of geniuses, so they'll work something great out.
Terrific. And Dad, what did you think?
Practically the same as you guys. The kelp one is my favorite, and Sunscoop, I couldn't taste the stuff, and I'm the expert in ice cream, but it isn't ice cream, so I rely on Tim on that. I thought the talent was excellent. So I am in total agreement. I feel that the two best are Aqua and Sunscoop. Predictive, I think, should probably be licensed to 23andMe. They're both really great people, and they have a lot to offer, but they really don't have a distribution plan, and it doesn't really match the marketplace. And Posh, I wasn't sure the market was actually as big as he says it is. And I do think it's the kind of thing that all these others have benefited from standardizing, and he should probably standardize. So I am really torn. I love the ice cream, and I like the burger. If I had my choice, I'd eat the ice cream over the burger. If we're talking about what's better for me, the burger's better than the ice cream.
They're both plant-based, so you can't really go wrong.
No.
Yeah.
And they're both just awesome. So we're gonna go to the crystal ball, and we're gonna have to get the weenie beanie. What kind of vegetable are we eating? Eaty schmeedy. Do we want a burger or ice cream? Burger, ice cream, burger, ice cream, burger, ice cream. I want a burger and ice cream. Let's bring them both into the final. The crystal ball don't lie. It wants the burger and it wants ice cream. And I think it wants fries with that. Paresh, once again, welcome to the family. I apologize for any eyebrows you grow during the course of becoming a full member of the family. Jesse, it's great to have you on the show. Come back every time. Dad and Polly, way to stick with it. We got one more episode of the semifinals, and then we go to the finals. We were only supposed to choose 3 from the semifinal group. It looks like we're going to choose 4, and they're going to match up with the ones that you, the viewer, funds. Go to meetthedrapers.com. Fund these heroes. They're extraordinary. They're making great things happen. We're funding heroes. Heroes, come and save the day. We're funding heroes. Heroes, meet the Drapers today.
It was really fun. They got to meet my COO, Will. I'm proud and I'm excited. I mean, first and foremost, they all really love the way the product tastes. That's definitely always the biggest hurdle. If you're a viewer at home and you love ice cream, this is absolutely the investment for you.
Pretty excited, actually, pretty boosted. I think they asked a lot of good questions, which I had answers to, so it was good. We are a very excited and motivated team to solve a problem, not just for pet parents, but also for pets. When we come to your city, please book an appointment with us.
To see their insights was extraordinary learning opportunity.
You always learn a lot when you talk about what you do to smart people.
If we could help to save people's lives, we'll do anything we could do.
We hope that the crowdfunding campaign also, and everyone that will be viewing, will understand everything we do and how we can really change the course of medicine.
We really feel like everyone who becomes an Akua backer during our campaign, we now have this global team of supporters, people who are championing us along the way. We're planning to build this business to be big and to scale, to have big impacts. So if you haven't invested already, we encourage you to read our story, where we're going, and be a part of the mission.
And see us next time on Meet the Drapers. Meet the Drapers. All right.
We're funding heroes, heroes, future shapers. We're funding heroes, heroes, on Meet the Drapers. We're funding heroes, heroes, move and shake, 'cause that's what we do. That's what we do. On Meet the Drapers. We'll improve the future with our tech. AI, VR, Bitcoin is the best. We'll build and work and grow with you, having fun along the way. We'll change the world for better.